Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Josie and I am so happy that you are here. Every once in a while I like to take myself out on a little date, whether it is as simple as like a dinner or to the movies or a solo activity. Usually it's in public, and I figured, why not record it? Why not vlog these little dates that I take myself on? So I thought I would start a series called the Dating Myself Diaries. I know it sounds just like a little bit cheesy. I figured it'd be a good way for me to document my experiences, but also share new ways for you to do the same. I realized I hadn't spent some time to myself intentionally recently. I am known to go off on little adventures by myself here and there, but there's something about sitting down and planning and giving this time to yourself that's just a little bit different than just those spontaneous activities by yourself. Tonight after work, I'm gonna do something a little different than normal. I'm gonna have a little stay in self-care night. This week is actually sandwiched between two of my best friends' weddings, and I thought, what better time to intentionally set time aside for myself just for a few hours than this week and this evening. So that is what I'm going to do. So that being said, I just finished work. I probably will clean up just a little bit, tidy up my space so it feels calm and relaxing and peaceful. It's very important, I feel like, for your environment to feel put together if you want to feel put together, and not necessarily like fancy put together, but emotionally and mentally, internally feeling put together when your space is put away, organized, when your clothes are clean. I was actually very proud of myself this morning. I put everything away that was in my suitcase and started laundry. So I do need to fold that tonight. Last week, I wasn't able to get to as many as my hobbies as I would have liked to. So I want to take tonight to get to one of those. I'm not sure which one. I'm not gonna jump back and forth between them. I just want to pick one for tonight and kind of just focus on that. That'll be a game time decision for later. And then I also went grocery shopping today. Sorry, I'm kind of rambling, but I went grocery shopping today during lunch, so I am able to cook for myself tonight. So that is also on the agenda. I just wanted to take some time to reset and prioritize myself. I feel like sometimes it is hard to balance all of the external things like family, friends, work with taking care of yourself if you do not intentionally pencil yourself into your own schedule and set aside time to take care of yourself. So that is what I am going to do tonight and in this vlog, but I'm gonna get started cleaning up my space and I'll yap a little bit during that too, probably. Let's get going. I figured I could do some talking while I fold. I know that sometimes setting aside time for yourself and prioritizing yourself may seem a little selfish, and I know some people, myself included, can struggle with that, and giving yourself time and scheduling yourself into your own calendar may be difficult because you want to people please and you want to be able to give yourself to other people and other people's schedules and make sure you're present and showing up and things like that. But it can be a struggle setting time to the side for yourself because it feels selfish. And that's something that I had to relearn and rewire in my brain, that it's not selfish, because in order to show up for other people and to do the things for your external self, family, friends, work, hobbies, things like that, maybe it's side hustles, who knows, anything like that, in order to show up, you need to make sure that you are re-energized and grounded within yourself. It's really important to take that time for yourself, even if it is just an hour or 2 hours. It doesn't have to be the entire night. Give yourself the same effort and energy and your time as much prioritization and importance as you give other people's. I think that is such an important lesson that I have learned by dating myself and making time for myself, is that I am just as important as the other things on my schedule. And I think that's pretty powerful when you realize that, and when you start believing it, not just being aware of it, but believing it. I think that is really, really cool. Showing up for yourself is also really important, because if you don't refill your own cup, you're eventually going to get to 0%. It just takes a longer amount of time to get back up to a full recharge. You don't need to take an entire weekend. You can if you want to, but just an hour or two sprinkled in here and there for yourself is good. Dating yourself is such a good way to learn new things about yourself. When you set aside time to try new things, do new activities, find out if that's something that you like to do. Find different places that offer that and try out new things, test new things. If you're a foodie, go to different restaurants or cook yourself different meals and experiment with that. Like, that could be time aside for yourself to do something fun and different outside of your day-to-day routine. It may seem scary at first, but just like everything else, it takes practice. Once you start going and doing these things by yourself, once you go up to the hostess and say that you need a table for one in a restaurant that you've never been to, once you do that multiple times, it becomes easier. If it is hard to go and do the big public things, going to the movies alone, things like that, start off small. Start off by doing a stay-in night like I'm doing tonight, where you really are just in your own space and you're enjoying your space and appreciating and being grateful to have that time to yourself. I think having time by yourself in your own environment, in a controlled environment, is just as important as well. Mostly because during moments like this, during evenings like this, where I really get to self-reflect and I get to slow down and breathe, if that makes sense. I feel like now, especially between two very busy weekends, having the time penciled in to slow down is really important. Also, how cute are these PJs? Brooke gave them to her bridesmaids this weekend, and I'm adding them to my growing collection of matching sets, which I am so here for. That's all I've got for tidying up my space. Everything else is pretty good from this morning. Once I finish with this, I don't know what I want to do next. I guess we'll find out together. It is 6 o'clock now, so I actually think I'm gonna go cook dinner. I don't know if you've seen the viral Trader Joe's pot sticker bake on TikTok, but I saw that today and that's what I picked up during lunch. So I am going to put those ingredients together. It should be super simple, but it takes about 30 to 40 minutes to bake, so I'm gonna get that in now, so then excuse me, so then I can eat that and be hungry at like 6:30, probably closer to 7. I put it in for 5 more minutes. I wanted the spinach to welt. Is that the right word? Welt a little bit more. And then the internal temperature of the dumplings or pot stickers, I want it to be a little bit higher. So we're gonna do 5 more minutes and then it should be good. I cut up some green onions to sprinkle on top. And then a lot of people that made this recipe used the chili onion crunch that you can find at Trader Joe's. But then I found the chili onion sprinkle version of that, and I've never had that before. I've had the crunch and it is spicy. I figured the sprinkle version of this would last longer, but I'm gonna sprinkle that on top with the green onions and then kind of see what else it needs. Trader Joe's was out of the Thai style red curry sauce, and so I had to stop at King Soopers today to get red curry paste. So instead of doing the sauce, which is a little bit creamier, oh no, I meant to say it backwards. I got the milk because I was going to use the sauce, but then I couldn't find the sauce. So then instead of, going back and getting the cream version, I just bought it and left the store and then got the paste. So I don't think it's going to be as creamy as I want it to be, but I guess we'll see. But I'm not a big coconut fan, but because there's coconut in the Thai curry or Thai style red curry sauce at Trader Joe's, I figured doing the paste and the coconut will even out. We'll see. I have my fingers crossed, but I have this I'm going to sprinkle on top. I did the dishes. I'm probably going to put on, I'm probably going to put on my show Bones. I'm like rewatching it while I eat, and then I'll probably get into my hobbies. But yeah, I just wanted to update you. It's a very easy meal. Fingers crossed that it turns out good. I really hope it does, because if it does, I feel like it's going to be one of my go-to meals from now on. I have 5 seconds left before I want to pull this out, and we'll see how it turns out. I'm really excited to try this. I'm really nervous to try this. When I opened up the oven and opened up this lid, the smell reminded me so much of Oregon, and it was so comforting. When I was living in Oregon, I've been in Colorado for 2 years and Oregon for a year before that, And I was living with my aunt and uncle at the time. Not at the time, there's my aunt and uncle still, but at the time I was living in Oregon. And I had never had Thai food. They live in a smaller town, and one of the restaurants that they took me to the first days that I was there was a Thai restaurant. And so I tried red curry for the first time. And when I opened up this tin foil, I immediately was taken back for the first time that I had Thai food in Oregon because of the smell. And regardless of this, if this tastes good or not, I think the comfort of that smell alone fits in so well with the theme of tonight, of just like being in a comforting environment, just resting my brain, grounding myself again. I feel like that in itself just fits the theme, and it made me so excited to try this. So I'm just gonna stir it up. You know what? That's not bad. That's pretty good on rotation. I think I could have gone a little bit longer cooking, but I'm really excited to eat this.
Yesterday, there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now, there's something in the air, and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Oh, dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the earth.
It got loud outside and upstairs again, so these bad boys are going back on.
Hand in hand, building castles out of sand, reaching for the grand. As willows align, we lose track of time. Head up high, now we climb. Oh, dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond a bigger scale, the world inhales.
I just realized I have cookies to bake. I forgot!
I wouldn't want it any other way, no. Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover.
While we wait for the oven just preheated. I was gonna say while we wait for the oven to preheat, I was gonna pick out what craft project I wanted to work on. Ugh. Let me go throw those cookies in the oven real quick. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see me, but you'll hear me, so that's all that matters. Most of my work in progresses are crochet projects. The first project I have, I don't want to really take it all out, but it is a tapestry crochet. And so far I just started the third color on it, but I have mostly just 2 colors. For each of these, for the tapestry crochet, I'm leaving in every color and just working them in as I go. So they're all connected. So I don't necessarily want to get them tangled. I don't know where the picture is for that. I'm following a grid basically for the tapestry crochet. And then the next thing I have is I'm making a blanket for myself using these 3 colors. I should have washed my hands. They smell like onion. This is what I have going so far for that. Honestly, if I wanted something mindless, this is probably the project that I would reach for, just because it is like repeating the same thing. These rows are the same thing, and then these 3 rows, I'm just alternating between those 2. It's 3 colors, 3 colors, 2 patterns that I'm alternating between. So if I wanted something mindless, I would pick that up. But I'm thinking I want to actually not crochet. I started a new hobby, which I like barely started, but I love it so much that I'm thinking I might pick it up more. I want to make, and it's needlepoint. So I've always wanted to do, not always, but recently I've been wanting to get into embroidery, but I found this cross stitch pattern that I started right before I left last week. And this is what it looks, it's just like mountain range. Oh, here it is. Wow, this is chaotic. But let's see. I need to see if you can even see this. Probably see less of me, but more of this. This is the tapestry that I'm crocheting. So you see that it's like a grid, and each grid is a single crochet. That is what I decided to do. And I'm doing a dark brown, a medium brown, a light brown, and then a cream. And then I started from up here just so I can get a base of the same color before getting into the chaos of switching colors and everything down here. But I don't know if you can see, I like numbered everything. I don't know. This just, tapestry crochet is so fun, and I can't wait to see how I do and how it turns out. But I'm not going to do that tonight because I really don't want to be, I don't want to be working with yarn. I am going to work on my cross stitch, which I need to watch more videos, basically more videos and tutorials and like how-tos for best tips for cross stitch. But for now, I really am just being a beginner at something and having fun with it. All I have is basically a single row, and this is just like half of what it's supposed to look like. So I am going to set this aside because this is what I want to do. And this is all the color for it. This is what the pattern looks like. Each color gets a symbol, so it's not color coordinated here. You kind of have to know, like for example, I found the center point on my canvas, and then I went down because I wanted to start with a single line first instead of where the center point is. It kind of jumps colors, so I wanted to get the cross stitching method down first. So I moved down, and the brown that I am using is, the symbol for it is 3 blue triangles, and so that's kind of what I'm doing off of there. But I'm going to try to do as much brown as possible and then kind of build up and down from there. I probably won't even get that far, but I'm excited to get back into that. I did a little bit of my blanket last week, but because my brain was so full, I did not get into the tapestry crochet, and I definitely didn't get into the cross stitch. I just knew that I didn't have the capacity for it, but tonight I have the capacity for cross stitching, so we'll go ahead and work on that. I'm really trying not to make this tangled. I'm gonna go check on my cookies. I'm gonna do some cross stitch. I think I'm gonna stay in my bedroom though Once I get the cookies baked, I have my tea made and ready to go. It's like extra sleepy time tea, so hopefully it hits me hard tonight. Do a little bit of cross stitch, watch some more Bones, and hang out in here. That was the 1 minute timer, so my cookies should be ready. Those did not come out very well. I have my setup. Before I dive into my cross stitch, I wanted to give these a shot. I fear I messed up and I'm not sure how, because all you have to do is put them in, but I think the packaging scared me because I was reading it and it said, do not over bake. And I'm like, what happens if I over bake? Honestly, pleasantly surprised. Recently, I've been getting into drinking more tea, especially when I wake up in the morning. I like making myself a cup, but also unwinding for the night. I always make myself a cup as well, this sleepy time. It's something that signals like I am starting my day and I am ending my day. Normally when I'm drinking this, I don't like doing too many more things that stimulate my brain. Cross stitch is somewhat stimulating. There's needlepoint and then there's cross stitch. And needlepoint is kind of like paint by numbers, where it's painted onto the canvas. Cross stitch, you have to look at the guide, match it with where the stitches are at, and do a little bit more thinking. It's kind of counterintuitive to do the cross stitch winding down my night while also drinking my sleepy time tea and eating cookies. I don't care. That kind of sums up my night, I guess. There really isn't too much more that I will be doing. I want to be watching my show. I'm gonna do some cross stitch. I'll obviously shower, get in my PJs, finish my cookies. That's kind of the rest of my night. I didn't do too much, but sorry, a little parched. I still feel, I'm gonna keep this in my hands. I wanted to end off with giving a few more ideas, things that I have done, things that I want to do, things that you'll probably see in this series that I will be doing. Some things that I've done this year. I've taken myself out to eat and then get a sweet treat. I think the getting dinner, maybe at a new place that you haven't visited before, to kind of spice things up, or go to a place that you love and you just want to enjoy some downtime with yourself. That's a great idea as well. If you are an outdoorsy kind of person, and especially as the summer is winding down and you want to soak up the last few warm long days that we have, I would take yourself out on a picnic. And if you are craftsy, bring one of your projects. Like I could bring my cross stitch. One thing that I did when I was in Oregon actually was I went to the Dollar Tree. I bought a cheap canvas and paints and I took that to the park. That's how I spent my evening. A lovely idea to kind of reconnect yourself to nature, I would say, just like outdoors, the sun, fresh air. That is something that I regularly go back to, especially during the summer. If you want to do something that's more active, go find like a safe trail or walking path that's in an area that maybe you don't go to as often, or something that you're comfortable with. You pop in a podcast, whether it's wellness or a new topic that you're trying to learn, or something educational like that. I think a walk outdoors, getting your heart rate just up a little bit, is another good idea. If you're not feeling outdoorsy or walking or anything like that, go check out not new, but new to you boutiques or bookstores or craft stores. Something that is a hobby to you or something that you want to get into, where you can do a little bit of shopping or window shopping and check out some new things. Something where you don't have a checklist of things that you want to buy, but you can browse. I think that's a good way to spend some time with yourself, and a good way to kind of explore your city too if you're checking out new places. Then you have things that might cost a little bit more money, that are in larger crowds, but you're by yourself. This one might seem a little scary just because there is more people and you might think you have more eyes on you, when I can tell you from my experiences, no one, this might sound bad, but no one notices you. No one notices that you're by yourself. Other people who appreciate that and respect that won't judge you. So you also have to keep in mind that it might seem like weird, or you have people's eyes on you, but you really do just blend in by the crowd even if you are by yourself. So places like plays or sporting events or stand-up if you're into stand-up, maybe even a concert if there's someone that you've been really wanting to go see but haven't been able to get a group to go, or something like that. Those are good ideas. It's gonna cost just a little bit more money just because the tickets usually are more, but maybe that could be your splurge for the month or the quarter or the year or something like that. Take yourself out somewhere nice where you can dress up and have fun and feel good going out, and also receiving like some form of entertainment from that. Something that's on a smaller scale, but still kind of in a crowd where you might be a little nervous to venture into because there are people around, are small group activities. Something like pottery or a paint and sip, or if you're into like sewing, maybe take yourself into a sewing class, or any kind of class, honestly. I think that would be another good date yourself kind of activity where you're learning something in a group setting that's a little bit more intimate than like a concert or a play or something like that. One thing that I want to do, it probably won't happen by the end of this year, but hopefully starting next year, I want to take a pottery class so bad. And I know that that is something that I want to check off, not even check off my list. I want to start, and I want to see if I like it. And if I like it, then I want to get better at it. And then it could be part of a bigger, larger thing that I can experience, rather than just a one-off dating myself thing. But that's a big part of what this is. You're learning new things. You're discovering new things that you like or you don't like. There might be something that you've been like, I really want to try this. I think I'm going to love it. And it turns out you don't. But then that's okay, because then you can pivot and focus on other things that you want to try. And I think that's what's so fun about spending time by yourself, is it's really about you and your interests and your needs and taking care of yourself. I think it's because it's the first one. I've been yapping so much about it, but I really, really do think it's so important to spend time with yourself and enjoy spending time with yourself. Start a checklist just throughout your day in your notes app. Just create a running list of things that you want to try, or that you think that you would enjoy when you intentionally set time aside for yourself. And then when you have time, or at the beginning of the week, you're like, Thursday, I'm gonna set time aside for myself and I'm going to intentionally spend time alone. Look at the list. It makes it super easy. You don't have to use as much brain power creating these moments and evenings for yourself, or maybe even weekends if you want to do a weekend trip by yourself, something like that. I just wanted to share with you why I do this, and how I do this, and why I think it's important to spend time by yourself intentionally, and scheduling yourself into your own calendar. I think that's so important. Hopefully you got something out of this. I'm gonna wrap it up there. I am probably gonna not probably, I'm gonna finish my cookies, I'm gonna do some cross stitch, and I'm gonna call it a night. It's already 9 o'clock. So I don't think I'm gonna have too much more of my night left, but yeah, I'm gonna end it there. Hope you have a good night, a good day, a good evening, wherever and whenever you are watching this. Thank you so much for watching it all the way to the end. I appreciate you, and I will see you next time. Bye!